You don't have to worry about anybody else's bedtime or what anybody else is having for dinner. You know, it's just you. You're not the only one that has been through the stage that you're in. You have all that it takes to be in that stage and do exploits. Hi guys, welcome to Life and Living with Lade. It is the month of September. Happy new month to all my subscribers. Thank you very much for the people who just recently subscribed to this channel. I really appreciate it. On today's episode, I'm going to be talking about 4 stages in life. It's not, a textbook thing. It's just 4 stages that I have come up with from, my thoughts recently. You're going to hear me use a couple of words that sound alike. I'm going to just define what they are now. So when you hear me say one, you know the difference from the other. The first word I'll be saying a lot in this video is dependent. Dependent with an E, and that's an adjective, and what that means is needing somebody or something for support. Other word that sounds like it is dependent with an A. Dependent is the person that needs support. So dependent is the adjective, dependent is the noun. The first stage of life, based on my personal study, is the dependent stage of life. And to be dependent, as I explained earlier, is needing something or somebody for support. And I really don't have an age where this starts or ends, but I would, think that it will be from when a person is born until they get close, or maybe even when they get to the young adult stage. So at that point, they're dependent on their parents. And so this first stage is usually, the introductory part into life, like welcome, here is life. And yeah, you don't have to worry about bills at this stage. You don't have to worry about working. The next stage after being dependent is to be independent. It comes with a lot of responsibilities and expectations, and that's when you become an adult, and that's real life. This second stage sometimes is scary, it's stressful, but that's when you have all the energy you need. Most times people make career changes. That's when they streamline and decide that this is what I have been called to do and this is what I'm going to do. Even though the second stage is pretty much a very hard stage for most people, it doesn't have to be hard when you know your purpose, when you know why you're here, you know what you're doing, then you're not wasting time, you're just going right into it and you're excelling and you're thriving. That's the independent stage, and I believe this stage usually lasts for the longest. Ideally, from my own perspective, you're supposed to be independent from when you're a young adult to most likely after you retire, because you're working, you're providing for yourself. The third stage of life, I don't really have a name, I think it's just I'll explain what it is. So this third stage is still while you're independent. So when you start having dependents come on board to your, I said that being independent comes with a lot of responsibilities, and while you're independent, you at some point in time you're going to start to be responsible for other dependents. So one big example is becoming a parent. That is one of the most beautiful things that can happen to anybody in the world, I promise you. And yeah, so when you become a parent, you have to, first of all, you have to be independent to become a parent. If you're not, that's a topic for another day. You start to experience other dependents coming on board and relying on you for support, and that's pretty challenging. That's even more challenging than just being an independent young adult, because as an independent young adult, you can wake up and do whatever you're doing to hustle. If you're working a regular 9-to-5 job, go to work, come back. On weekends you chill, or if you're working on weekends you work, and then you don't have to worry about anybody else's bedtime or what anybody else is having for dinner. It's just you. You probably just stay by yourself in your apartment. You might even have roommates, but at that point you're not responsible for anyone. You're just becoming independent. But this third stage is when you're independent but you now have dependents. That's another dimension of being independent. The fourth and final stage of life is becoming a dependent. That is needing someone or something for care and for support. But if you've planned your life well, the fourth stage shouldn't be a problem for you. If you've raised good children, if you have invested rightly, and if you have worked to a certain level where you have a tangible retirement fund, you can live the dream. Sometimes most people at this stage of their life, this is when they have fun to the fullest with their spouse, travel around the world and do all the things that they wanted to do, but time and children and life just generally didn't let them do. So that's the 4th stage of life. And yeah, that's all I have. Those are the 4 stages of life that I wanted to talk to you guys about. I'll be willing to do a video on each stage throughout the month of September. Leave it in the comment section if you want me to do that. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and you have gotten a lesson or two. I just really wanted to encourage you guys, you know, and just let you know that you're not the only one that has been through the stage that you're in. You have all that it takes to be in that stage and do exploits. You're not the first person to be in that stage. You're definitely not going to be the last person to be in that stage. If you need to contact me, I'm going to put my email on the screen right now, and you can contact me with questions or concerns. I'll be happy to hear from you. Until next week, don't forget to be the best version of you. Bye.